For the last few years, it felt like popular culture was completely dominated by one message: relationships are optional, commitment is overrated, and the key to happiness is doing whatever you want, whenever you want. The music industry pushed it, social media celebrated it, celebrities marketed it, and millions of young people bought into it. But recently, I've started wondering whether we're witnessing the beginning of the end of what many people online have called the Hoe-Flation era. Because something interesting keeps happening. The very people who helped promote this lifestyle seem to be discovering that real life doesn't operate the way the lyrics said it will. Let's talk about this. Now, before we get started, let's be clear. This isn't about celebrating anyone's failures. Relationships are hard, breakups happen, people make mistakes. This video isn't about mocking anybody. It's about looking at a trend and asking whether reality is starting to expose the gap between what was being sold and what actually works in the real world. And one of the things that got me thinking about this was the recent breakup involving Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. Nobody outside of those two knows exactly what happened. Maybe it was mutual, maybe it wasn't. Maybe the relationship ran its course, but you can make your own conclusions from whatever Megan Thee Stallion posted on social media. You can draw up your own conclusions. But their breakup reminded me of something I've been noticing for a while now. Many of the loudest voices promoting modern sexual liberation don't seem to believe in the happy endings that their message promised. If you look back over the last decade, female rap experienced an incredible rise. Artists like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Lato, Ice Spice, Glorilla, and others became some of the biggest names in music. And a major part of that success came from selling a particular image. The image was simple: you don't need a man. You are the prize. Relationships are transactional. Commitment is negotiable. And if a man doesn't serve your purpose, replace him. The message was packaged as empowerment. Millions of people embraced it. Record labels made millions. Streaming platforms also made millions. The artists themselves became incredibly wealthy. But here's the interesting part. A lot of what was being celebrated sounded remarkably similar to the same behaviors women had criticized men for displaying for years. Think about that. How many times have we heard women criticize men for being players, for avoiding commitment, for treating relationships casually, for juggling multiple partners, for viewing relationships as transactions? Yet, many of those same exact behaviors became celebrated once women started rapping about them. For me, I've always held the opinion that women, some way, have a little bit of jealousy for the male species and what it embodies and the things we are able to do. But that's another topic for another discussion. Let me not stray away from what I came here to discuss. The rules didn't change, only that the people doing it changed. Then reality entered the conversation. Take Cardi B. For years, she projected confidence and independence. Yet, much of her public life has been dominated by highly public relationship drama. Her relationship with Offset became one of the most talked about celebrity relationships in America. And not always for the positive reasons. It's been mostly negative. Then you have Megan Thee Stallion. Again, nobody knows exactly what happened between her and Klay Thompson. But like I said earlier, you can make your own conclusions from what Megan Thee Stallion posted on social media. But what we do know is that relationships don't become easier simply because someone is famous, successful, or financially independent. Real life doesn't care about social media talking points. Real life doesn't care about chart positions. Real life doesn't care how many followers you have. People still want loyalty. People still want trust. And people still want companionship. People also still want stability. Those desires didn't disappear because somebody wrote a hit song. Then you start looking beyond music. Amber Rose, for example, spent years as one of the most visible faces of the SlutWalk movement. I have no idea what happened to the SlutWalk movement. I haven't heard about it for a couple of years or more. Her entire brand was built around challenging traditional views regarding relationships and sexuality. But in recent years, some of her comments have sounded very different from the messaging that originally made her famous. Many people have interpreted those comments as someone who has learned lessons through experience. Where I come from, there's a saying that says, experience is the best teacher. Then there's Brittany Renner. I call her the teacher. For years, she became famous for openly discussing how women could leverage relationships to their advantage. She once famously bragged about teaching women how to spot college prospects and lock them up for the future. She built an entire online brand around that perspective. But over time, even she has spoken about some of the consequences and realities that come with living that lifestyle. It's almost as if experience teaches lessons that social media cannot. Then you have Drea Michelle. While she has chosen a different path entirely, her relationship choices have sparked endless debates online. She is currently dating a man who is more closer to the age of her son than to her age. Again, whether people agree or disagree isn't really the point. The point is that everybody eventually has to deal with reality. Nobody gets to stay inside the fantasy forever. And this brings me to what I think is the biggest lesson. Young people need to stop treating entertainers like life coaches. Rappers are entertainers. Influencers are entertainers. Podcasters are entertainers. Their job is attention. Their job is engagement. Their job is making content that gets people talking. That doesn't mean their lifestyle is sustainable. That doesn't mean their advice works all the time. That doesn't mean they are happy either. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that because somebody is rich, famous, or attractive, they must have relationships or everything about life figured out. History shows us that often isn't the truth. Some of the most successful celebrities in the world have some of the most chaotic personal lives imaginable. I'm sure you can make a list yourself from R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, Kurt Cobain, Courtney Love, etc. You can name them yourself. What I think we're seeing now is the beginning of a cultural correction. Not necessarily because society has become more conservative, not because people suddenly stopped liking rap music, but because reality eventually wins. Reality has a way of exposing ideas that sounds good but don't work long term. The older people get, the more they start prioritizing peace over excitement, stability over chaos, commitment over situationships, partnership over temporary validation. And that's true for men and women alike. Eventually, most people discover that likes, followers, and viral moments don't keep you warm at night. Relationships still matter. Family still matters. Community still matters. And most importantly of all, human connection still matters. So are we witnessing the end of Hoe-Flation? Maybe, maybe not. But what we are seeing is more and more examples of public figures running into the same realities that ordinary people have always faced. The lesson isn't that these women failed. The lesson isn't that women shouldn't be independent. The lesson is that entertainment and reality are two very different things. And before anybody builds their entire worldview around a song, lyric, a podcast, or a social media trend, they should remember one thing. The people selling the fantasy often aren't living the fantasy themselves. And if people promoting that lifestyle are struggling to make it work, maybe that's a sign that young people should think twice before blindly following it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are we seeing a cultural shift away from the Hoe-Flation era? Or is this just another cycle that will continue repeating itself? If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.